Selamat datang from Singapore. Today it's February 16th, Thursday, 25 minutes past 4 in the afternoon, and I've already landed at Singapore Changi Airport from Hong Kong from my Cathay Pacific flight CX2691. I'm now at Terminal 4 to prepare to connect for my flight from Singapore here to Sydney. You won't see my next flight details here yet because it's too early for now. For your information, my next flight departs at, not sure if you can see, but it's basically 8:05. Yes, it's 8:05, which is more than 3.5 hours from now. And the latest departure details, it's 7:25, which is 40 minutes behind my Qantas QF82 flight to Sydney. So although the flight connection details are not available yet, but since I already collect my boarding pass at Hong Kong, even for my flight from Singapore to Sydney, it's no problem for me at all. And Qantas flight depart at Terminal 1 here at Singapore Changi Airport, and for some reason, which is this reason, I have to take the transfer bus right over there by going through the transfer to Terminal 1, 2 or 3. My Qantas flight QF82 from Singapore to Sydney departs at Terminal 1, so I have to take the transfer bus right over there, which brings me to transit internally in Singapore Changi Airport from Terminal 4 to Terminal 1. So without further ado, let's head on it. So I've already boarded the bus here at Singapore Changi Airport Terminal 4 with my hand carry luggage and my bag item, which now bringing me from Terminal 4, as you can see, going to Terminal 1, where I'm gonna leave the bus, then also to Terminal 3 and Terminal 2 for your information if you're transiting here through Singapore. Thankfully, I managed to catch the bus because otherwise I would need to wait for another 16 minutes. So Singapore Changi Airport provides free terminal transfer, basically for transfer passenger between terminals 1, 2, 3 and 4. So from Terminal 4, the first stop is already Terminal 1, but you will need to remain on the bus if you're traveling to Terminal 3 or 2 onwards. As you can see, if you're traveling to Terminal 3, not only you need to leave the bus at the second stop, which is actually Terminal 3, you need to catch the SkyTrain, which brings you from Terminal 3 to Terminal 2, but my Qantas flight QF82 to Sydney departs at Terminal 1, so I just need to get off at the first stop, which is Terminal 1. It's really convenient, so it's basically just traveling through the airport area. As you can see, different planes such as Singapore Airlines, VH-ZNJ, and also Cathay Pacific here. Yes, and that's Singapore Airlines again. Well, because Singapore Airlines, it's the home carrier of Singapore, although I'm not traveling on Singapore Airlines on either Hong Kong to Singapore or Singapore to Sydney. I have traveled with Cathay Pacific from Hong Kong to Singapore, then later Qantas from Singapore to Sydney. But anyways, it's convenient enough with the free transfer bus to bring me from Terminal 4, where my Cathay Pacific flight CX2691 from Hong Kong landed, to Terminal 1, where my Qantas flight QF82 to Sydney will depart. So since we are still on our way to Terminal 1, while we are passing through the baggage area where the bags are moved between flights, between terminals, etc., you might wonder why I didn't or do not need to collect my bags and boarding pass as well. Well, boarding pass I already have. It's because when I checked in earlier in Hong Kong, my bag is checked all the way from Hong Kong all the way via Singapore in Sydney to Sydney. So that means I only need to collect my bag at my final destination, Sydney, instead of the stopover here in Singapore. Because of that, I'm also issued my Qantas flight QF82 Singapore to Sydney boarding pass. So upon here at Singapore Changi Airport, regardless of Terminal 4 or 1, I do not need to collect my check-in baggage and boarding pass again. I just need to physically transfer through this free transfer bus from Terminal 4, where Cathay Pacific flight CX2691 arrives, to Terminal 1, where Qantas flight QF82 to Sydney departs. Very good. So just now in the first monitor, it shows all departure flights for terminals 1 to 3. Terminals 1, 2 and 3. So that's why it did not show up to my flight. But now here, specifically for Terminal 1, here it is. Qantas flight QF82, which is code shared by other airlines such as British Airways, Emirates, to Sydney, departing at gate D49, which is right over there. But again, the time now, it's only 3 minutes to 5, not even 5 o'clock here in Singapore, which is basically the same as Hong Kong. And my next flight will depart at more than 3 hours. So, and I've already arrived at Terminal 4, having taken the transfer bus from Terminal 4. Now I'm in Terminal 1, so plenty of time for me to kill some time here at Terminal 1, then prepare for my flight, Qantas QF82, departing at 8:05 p.m., 5 minutes past 8 a.m. PM, 5 minutes past 8 p.m., departing from here, Singapore Changi Airport, Terminal 1, down back to Sydney, Australia. So to kill some time, spend some time during this 3-ish hour transit here at Singapore Changi Airport. Before my flight, Qantas QF82 from Singapore to Sydney, I have access to this Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge. But you might wonder, well, I'm flying in premium economy, not business or above. Also, I'm not Qantas Gold or One World Sapphire or above. Why I have access to this lounge? Well, because I have a complimentary lounge invitation, again, as part of the perk as a Qantas Silver One World Ruby member. Normally, you have to pay for this lounge access, but with my complimentary lounge invitation, I do not need to pay, and you can say for free, I have access again to this Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge. Of course, at Singapore Changi Airport Terminal 1, where Qantas flights depart, and of course for my flight QF82 from Singapore here down to Sydney as well. So without further ado, let's head inside the lounge. So normally the first thing after I enter the lounge is to have some food and drink. But since my flight Qantas QF82 down to Sydney is an overnight, or you can say red-eye flight, my first thing to do here at Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge instead is to have a quick shower. What I mean by quick shower, it's actually a shower, and you get conditioner, shampoo and body wash, 3 different things individually, not 3 in 1. Of course, you can do your loo here with some tissues as well. you can wash your face with hand cream and hand wash as well, not only to keep yourself hygienic, but also keep yourself hydrated after your flight. And you got a hair dryer here, and there is 1 and 2 coat hook for me, like for example, to hang my jacket up. There are some space underneath, apart from the chair as well, so that I can put my bag and my small luggage here. The towel, you do not need to ask the reception for it. It is already provided once you enter the lounge, which should consist of some different sizes, large, small towels. Large, obviously, to cover the floor after I finish shower, because it's pretty slippery, and also some small towels as well after I finish a shower to rinse my face. So for now, I will take a quick shower here at the Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge here at Singapore Changi Airport Terminal 1. Alright, shower done. As you guys could have or should have recognized, I changed my shirt already, although trousers are a bit similar to the previous one. It's not an icing shower, although I already switched to the coolest temperature just now when I have the shower, but it's still a pretty decent shower, especially when Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge has 3 individual conditioner, shampoo and body wash, not those 3-in-1 as you guys might have seen in other lounges. They do have conditioner, shampoo and body wash, these 3 items individually, which is really appreciated. And just now I recognize there are only 2 towels, the small one for you not to be fell down, I guess, and the big one is for you to clean up your body. There is no like a face size towel for me to, if you want to wash my face, but there are several tissues over here, which is good enough for me to wash my face. And now I should head to the dining area to go makan, which is basically in Singlish to eat and drink. So how big is the Singapore lounge? I mean the Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge. It includes here, there, well not there, that is the check-in area for Terminal 1, and right over there where other cold and hot food are available, right there. Then up to here where you can order your coffee or alcoholic drink, or you can self-serve here. So to go makan here in this lounge, the Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge, I start off with some hot and cold stuff. Hot as in the cream celery soup. The cold is a bunch of different of greens and fruits, the kind of stuff as well. Enjoy. So when you go makan here in Singapore, one of the things that you would think immediately it's laksa, and as my understanding, localization, this lounge, Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge, does offer laksa. It's chicken laksa in a relatively thick coconut, broth coconut soup with the rice noodles, bean sprout, tofu puff, and some fish cake as well. So that's why, like, I have to. I mean, you can't resist. I'm craving for the Singaporean laksa in Singapore, of course, in this Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge. And by the way, my drink to accompany with the laksa, it's apple juice. So let's dive into the Singaporean laksa in Singapore. Last but not least, dessert. As recommended by one of the lounge staff here, that is the on the left, bottom left specifically, it's black sticky rice pudding, which she claimed, and I searched. It's actually one of the, if not Singapore, sweet and delicacies as well. Top up with some mango as well. On the bottom right, it's the panna cotta. On the top, I asked for the bartender which kind of cocktail pairs up well with the dessert, and yes, it's a he recommended the East Garden. So East Garden is a cocktail according to the menu, which consists of 3 main ingredients. The main liquor, it's gin with apple and as you can see, cucumber. So he said it's a bit of sweet and sour, which should pair up really well with my 2 chosen dessert, the black sticky rice pudding with mango, and the another one, the bottom right one, it's the panna cotta. Let's go Makan. So having walked from the Singapore Qantas International Business Lounge to gate D49 in Terminal 1, I have already boarded the Qantas flight QF82 from Singapore down to Sydney. It is operated by a Dreamliner Boeing 787-9. As I'm sitting in premium economy, my seat for tonight's overnight red-eye flight, it's 22k. The third of the 4th row of the premium economy class cabin. The seat pitch and legroom, it's 38 inches. The seat width, it's 20.5 inches. Here you can extend the footrest for your legs to lean on it. For the time being, I put the pillow and blanket aside. Here's the in-flight touchscreen TV, which I will talk about more later as we are in the air. You've got a holder for you to put your phone. You get 1 and 2 USB port. Here's the seat pocket, which you can put some small items such as my boarding pass, passport, the amenity kit, which is a bit of exclusive for premium economy passengers compared to economy, as well as the safety card, air sickness bag, the in-flight magazine, and the noise cancelling headphone. And there is no coat hook, and also the universal power socket on this premium economy seat. So that's again similarly the configuration. It's here in premium economy, especially for Qantas Boeing 787-9 232. Registration number here, again not yet available, but I will update that as soon as possible. So here I am at Singapore Changi International Airport Terminal 1, about to take off my Qantas flight QF82 from Singapore down to Sydney, which is operated by a Dreamliner Boeing 787-9. My seat today here, it's 22k, a window seat on the right, the 3rd of the 4th row of the premium economy class cabin, which is spread in 4 rows of 2-3-2 configuration, so that it's maximum of 28 passengers in total in the premium economy class section. Furthermore, the headrest of your seat can be adjustable to your liking. Every passenger in premium economy has an individual light that I'm not sure how to adjust the brightness or darkness whatsoever. The tray table is here. It opens like this. To find people who I forgot to move away my pre-departure drink. It's either sparkling wine or sparkling water. I opted for the sparkling wine.
I feel like Stephen is an incredible partner and an incredible
like this.
Leader of the firm, and does some incredible things.
Then
building out
here we go. You can move it back and forth, and also fold it in half.
Those ideas and building a business. And so That's at the core of the disconnect though. And so I agree that Stephen
And I still
is
have
on the path
bits
to-
of
to,
sparkling wine to be finished, and I should finish as soon as possible because this flight Qantas QF82 from Singapore back to Sydney is about to take off.
It's super quick.
Let's rock.
Basically, we're
Longridge, home of Qantas. Give us your attention for the next few minutes to make your journey a safe one as we take a journey through 100 years of innovation and Australian spirit.
This year's about for a 504 byway. Made from timber and canvas. You're flying on the Qantas Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Sounds a bit flashier than this, old girl.
In the 1930s, Qantas are world leaders in aviation innovation with fully enclosed cabins and even seatbelts. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the clasp into the buckle and tighten by pulling the strap. If your seat is fitted with a sash belt,
Well, I think,
ensure it's in
yeah,
place for takeoff
I think
and landing.
we can still get to the same place.
By
I
pressing
think,
the button
I mean, I might be wrong, but I think,
Keep it done at low
I think Water Stephen, I think you,
during takeoff, landing, and whenever the seatbelt
similar
sign is
zip
on.
code.
That
I might be wrong on that,
includes
but
and children. While seats
and
with
then,
other times, we
and I
recommend
think we're
keeping
gonna,
seatbelt
if
fastened.
we're here in,
Welcome to Australia's first
in 9 months from now, discussing this, and it's coming from me, and
airport, right here on Sydney
I feel
Harbour.
really good about it.
Our life jackets look like
I think
this.
it would just be,
Yours
I think
are
that's
a
the
bit more
healthiest thing
modern.
overall,
You'll
honestly.
find one
Like,
under your seat.
I
Please
wouldn't like to
switch or in
feel-
the leg rest.
I feel like we'll get to a good
Raise your life
place,
jacket from the couch by pulling the tab.
and you know what,
Over
if-
your head, pass the strap
and I
around
think
your
what you're
waist,
saying is,
at the front, then tighten. There's a red tag and
irrespective of AUM
refresh.
growth,
And a whistle and
I guess I'm
And remember, only
I'm kind of
inflate your
censoring in
life
some of the things
jacket
you're talking
after you
about
leave the aircraft.
in your message about AUM and
Oxygen is
I think-
required. A mask
I think I'm probably
Put it on quickly
really focused on
and
that
tighten the
too, but
strap.
I think the point is we're going to get to a good place, and
Get your own mask first and then help others.
I think,
The unlikely
I think it wouldn't feel very natural right now for me, and I think it kind of feel up to him too. Like, hey, here's all this extra cash, and here's some.
by placing your forehead on the back
I think
of the
this
seat,
doesn't feel
fold
right.
your lower legs, put your
But
hands on your
I think we'll get to a good place. I'm not stressed about it. I feel like
the seat in front.
Lean's far forward as you can
and hold on to your lower
in 9
legs.
months or
Your
whatever,
seated from rows 21
be
to
very
23 in premium economy,
happy with
or in
that
a seat
outcome.
with a sash belt.
Really happy.
Sit
I
upright,
feel like he's
place
okay
your
with the
hands
outcome.
on your
And
legs.
if he's spoken to you about that, and I'm missing that,
Welcome to the
I'm missing that, then
when Qantas brought the
I
world
just really
closer
think that.
together.
He's always seemed like he's fine for him. So, and yeah, I think it's healthy to normalize this too. It's just a question
Take a
of,
moment to locate
is that now? Is that 9 months? Let's say that's the base case, or is it longer? I think.
between you and that
I
is.
think
Lights will guide you to your exits.
let's
Your
just
crew
see
members are pushing it out
talking
now. Welcome to the 1970s, when Qantas first introduced
Cool.
business class.
Before you go underway, make sure all your bags are in the head pocket or under the hip pocket.
so. Yeah. I think what you're saying is, he'll effectively appreciate that a lot and it will be, and that'll be a great thing for the next 15 years. And so, like, who cares about, the next, whatever the next X 250k plus a bit of equity compared to the next 15 years. But I think he's going to appreciate it anyway, and I think we have a nice relationship.
What, yours on or off, sir?
Just a question, if that happens in 9 months, relative to now.
Make sure I won't lose my phone. And if you lose yours, please avoid moving your seat or trying to retrieve it, as phone tablets may be damaged or destroyed if caught in the seat.
Sorry,
The
sir.
fastest crew member that
You have to put it on flight mode
The
now. Thank you.
90s saw another first for Qantas when we wrapped one of our Boeing 747s in the flying art of Wonala dreaming. You can read more about what we're doing today in your Qantas magazine, located in your seat pocket. It also includes a health and safety section with important information on deep vein thrombosis or DVT. It's time to ensure that your seat back is upright and your tray table is stowed. If you're a business, return your seat to the upright position and unplug any headsets or cables attached to the seat in front. If you've missed anything, it's on your safety card, also in your seat pocket.
Your crew are here to help, so please follow the instructions at
each other and our crew. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your support.
And thank you for your attention. Have a great flight.
basically it's information about your name, your contact details, where you come from, such as your flight. For my case, that is QF82 from Singapore, how long you're staying in Australia, why you're staying in Australia, and then if you are bringing any prohibited goods, etc. as well. But basically, as long as you're honest enough and you're not offending any serious stuff, you are good to go. I mean, it normally didn't take quite long to clear the immigration, the customs in Australia, such as Sydney, in my case. Then a bit of a perk for premium economy passengers, it's you'll get a amenity kit, looks like this, opened by the ziplock, something like that. but it basically contains the following items: a pair of socks, eye mask if you want to sleep, I might sleep, toothbrush and toothpaste for you to brush your teeth, clean your mouth during this red-eye overnight flight. You also get a lip balm to keep your lips not dehydrated, which is from Napoleon Cardis. Then you also get a pair of earplugs to try to avoid the sudden turbulence as much as possible. As the lip balm product from Napoleon, not Paris, it's Perdis, P-E-R-D-I-S. You get a basically a 20% discount coupon. But I'm not into fashion. I'm not into buying this kind of product, so I'll just throw it away afterwards. But basically, in this amenity kit, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. So a pair of socks, eye mask, toothbrush, toothpaste, lip balm, and a pair of earbuds, just to keep yourself more comfortable as a premium economy passenger on this Qantas QF82 flight from Singapore down back to Sydney. So more than an hour into the flight, the hot meal, aka dinner, it's served. So the main, you can choose either from beef curry or the roasted chicken, or the third, or you can say another, which is my option, is the tomato penne pasta. It comes with sourdough toast and butter, some greens, which is basically salad with some sort of vinaigrette, and cake for dessert. Cutleries all inside are metal cutleries, as you can probably hear. For drink, I opted for a can of Coca-Cola, which is served in a glass, and there are still some Coca-Cola in there, so the cabin crew gave me like this glass of Coke and the remaining can of Coke separately. So let's talk about the in-flight entertainment system as well for this Qantas Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner in premium economy. So here's the main page. When you go into the menu, like movies, then you can choose from Premiere, Encore, Marvel icons, Harry Potter, Cinema d'Italia, Classic Australian, and what with it, European, Bollywood, Asian, and family as well. Or if you don't want to search like this, you can search according to the first alphabet of the name. Moving on to movies, you can get a box set, Paramount Plus, comedy, documentary, reality, HBO, National Geographic, kids, music, and wellness as well. Same for TV, you can search from A to Z in terms of their first alphabetical letter. To audio, in audiobooks you get pop, rock, alternative, urban, classical, opera and choral, the best of soundtracks, mindfulness, jazz and blues, countries, 80s, 1980s, and 90s, 1990s, and kids as well. And artists, you can just search from A to Z as well. If you are a kid, or if you want to watch, to do something younger, there are also movies, TV, music, audiobooks, and games for kids, and also, most importantly, parental controls, as when kids normally fly with parents all the time, at least like accompanied by an adult. Moving on to games, it is classified into board, arcade, and puzzle. For my list, I haven't started watching any movies yet, so there is nothing, no movies in your list, no TV, no audio, and no smart playlist as well. As you can see, the 0. Nothing. Okay. Then search is just general search. If you want to, use the keyboard above, type the name, number, whatsoever. Then information and map. So just now I verbally talk about the menu for today's flight QF82 from Singapore back to Sydney, but as you can see, it's still loading. I mean, maybe it does not function quite well, so it is not shown in the TV, and also the in-flight menu card is not yet available since some COVID. So I chose my main option based on what the cabin crew told me, which is a bit annoying. And then moving on to the flight map. It's 3D full screen. It's not navigatable. I mean, you can't move the flight map by yourself. It will kind of slowly update the information. As you can see, for example, we are flying over Java Sea, flying over the Indonesian airspace. As you can see, the local time at Singapore, also Hong Kong, it's 14 minutes to 10 p.m. At night, because Singapore and Hong Kong, they belong to the same time zone, which means no time difference. Whereas Sydney, it's 3 hours ahead of Singapore and also Hong Kong. That's why, as you can see, local time at Sydney, it's 14 minutes, well, just move forward, 13 minutes to 1 a.m. local time in Sydney, because Sydney, again, is 3 hours ahead of Singapore and Hong Kong. Normally, your phone, by the time we land into Sydney, should have adjusted to the local time zone, the Sydney time zone, which is Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Yes, Australian Eastern Daylight Time normally, but maybe not for your watch. But during the flight earlier, I already adjusted the clock of my watch by moving the time 3 hours ahead to fulfill or to fit with the Sydney local time again, because Singapore and Hong Kong, it's 3 hours behind of Sydney, and phone will already do it for you, but the watch, it's not, so you have to adjust it by yourself. So the movie, at least for the first movie, I'm gonna watch. So going back to movies and then to the classics. By the way, it's easily navigatable, but sometimes it loads for quite a bit. And the movie I am gonna watch, it's Les Miserables. Hopefully I pronounce in France language, official language, French, correctly. Watching the Qantas in-flight ad, the in-flight advertisement, you should recognize you can't hear anything from the advertisement, because I already plugged my noise cancelling headphone down here, which is basically under the USB port. Collected away by the cabin crew, and each of us, unless someone such as my neighboring seat 22J, he is sleeping, but otherwise we got second round of drink. It is basically the choice of tea or coffee. For my choice, it's a cup of tea course, milk and sugar upon request, and I both requested for milk and sugar. Milk, the cabin crew here already added for me, and for the sugar, as you can see, I will add it by myself. So I've already had 3 drinks for now. So quick toilet tour just to minimize the weight of other passengers. So as a premium economy class passenger, you will have to share the toilet with other classes such as economy class. So I'm in one of the toilet in economy class, and there are 1, 2 coat hook, 1, 2 handrail just in case of turbulence. You have some soap to sanitize your hand after you finish the toilet, some tissue to help you as well, and a paper cup as well later for me to brush my teeth. By the way, these are provided in the amenity kit as a perk of a premium economy class passenger that I mentioned earlier. At the end, you will throw the paper cup down here, some extra tissues as well, and here you do the shit and poop. So unfortunately, there is no baby bassinet here. So if you are traveling with infants, I would guess you need to use other toilet where there is normally you will have a baby bassinet. So for now, I would quickly finish the toilet first, then brush my teeth, then to probably take a nap or to continue watching my movie Les Miserables. Good morning, everyone. In less than 1.5 hours into landing, breakfast is served. Well, not really call it breakfast. Qantas call it refreshment, and also it's not quite morning yet, because as you can see outside the aircraft, outside this Qantas Dreamliner Boeing 787-9, it's still like pretty dark. In fact, if you refer to the flight map, again, we are flying over somewhere between the South Australian and New South Wales border. So as you can see, it's around Broken Hill, and in fact, in the local time in Sydney, it's 5:45 in the morning. Yes, 5:45 a.m., which is 2:45 in Singapore and Hong Kong, which is 2:45 a.m. in Singapore and Hong Kong, because Sydney, if you remember, or like common sense, if you have some sort of travel experience, Sydney is 3 hours ahead of Singapore and Hong Kong. So within such an amount of time, within less than 1.5 hours into landing, the so-called second meal it's served. You will notice that on most Asian routes for Qantas, such as from Singapore to Sydney, normally will be served 1 full meal, which is mostly dinner. Then the breakfast is more like a refreshment if you are flying for most cases red-eye flight, overnight flight from Asia to Australia, which is for my case it's from Singapore to Sydney. Okay, getting back to the main, it is the potato ratatouille. Alternatively, you can choose the mushroom and cheese and pastry, or some crackers as well. Apologies to the brightness of the food. Probably you will see it better when I post on Facebook and Instagram as like a post or story, but because I am recording, I can't use the flashlight in my phone, so apologies to the darkness, but it's basically looks like this. Looks as big as you will see. For drinks, I opted for OJ. You might wonder why I did not ask for coffee in the air because I would rather enjoy a decent cup of coffee in a cafe or at least somewhere else on the ground, which is way better than now in the air in terms of experience. So anyway, second meal, aka breakfast, specifically refreshment potato ratatouille, to be accompanied with a cup of OJ. As we about to land into Sydney Kingsford Smith Airport. How do I feel about this Qantas Boeing 787-9 premium economy class QF82 from Singapore to Sydney? Well, my journey begins at Terminal 4, where my previous flight, Cathay Pacific Airbus A350-900, also in premium economy class CX2691 from Hong Kong arrived. As my bag are checked all the way from Hong Kong through Singapore to Sydney, and I also already get my boarding pass while in Hong Kong. I do not need to collect my bags and also boarding pass and for check-in again at Singapore Changi Airport. All I need to do is take the transfer bus from Terminal 4 to Terminal 1, where this Qantas flight QF82 departs. The bus is free. It comes around 15 minutes, so not too frequent, but I guess it's okay, given that I have more than 3 hours of transit time, which is, I guess, more than enough. Once I arrive at Terminal 1, I located the Qantas International Business Lounge, the one in Singapore Airport. It is pretty spacious with different high and low seating options throughout the lounge. I also took the opportunity to take a shower because this flight is a red-eye overnight flight. Sadly, there are no charging outlets for my phone as well, but I'm just taking a kind of a quick shower, and it's good. They have 3 separate conditioners, shampoo, and body lotion instead of those 3 in one ones. And they also have hair dryer as well. So I actually went for shower before I had my food and drink. There are a lot of variety, cold and hot, and the highlights are the Singaporean laksa, as there is a noodle bar in the lounge, and also the black sticky rice pudding, as recommended by one of the staff in the lounge. She said, and it was, I checked, it is a one of the, if not Singapore delicacy. So once on board the aircraft, I feel like, yes, although premium economy class, Qantas one has shorter leg room and width compared to the Cathay Pacific one, but it doesn't feel that much difference, because Qantas premium economy is spread in rows of 2, 3, 2, which is only 7 seats per row. I mean, even for economy passenger in Qantas, it's spread in rows of 3, 3, 3. So it actually feels more wider for Qantas premium economy, and also even though there is passenger sitting next to me, 22J, with this comfort, it is good enough to stretch my legs, even though I put my bag underneath my seat. The the in-flight menu though, it's not available in the in-flight entertainment. I mean, you can try, but it's keep on like loading, and also the in-flight menu card is still not yet available. So I just ordered what I record from the cabin crew. But otherwise, the movie selection, it's as usual good enough. I watched 2 movies throughout the flight. The first one is Les Miserables, then I took a bit of short nap, then I watched the King's speech. This seat, it's also comfortable enough for me to not only stretch my legs, as I mentioned earlier, but also to take a nap, as the headrest is adjustable to your liking. And I really appreciate the amenity kit as part of the perk for premium economy passengers. Just now, before I took the nap, I also grabbed the opportunity to brush my teeth, to cleanse my mouth as well. And this time, the crew gave us each passenger a bottle of water to keep ourselves hydrated, considering this is a 8-hour flight from Singapore to Sydney. So all in all, it's a pretty comfortable flight with Qantas Dreamliner Premium Economy. Let me know in a comment which premium economy you prefer. Is it Qantas Airbus A350-900 or Qantas Dreamliner Boeing 787-9? But all in all, give a like to this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter to this Qantas Boeing 787-9 Premium Economy Class QF82 from Singapore to Sydney. And I will see you guys in the next video. Terima kasih and good day.
Seat pocket for any personal belongings. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can reach your mobile phone, you can now turn off flight mode. I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of Captain Kingsford, on Supervisor Tiffany, and the rest of my team. Thank you very much for choosing to fly Qantas. As the official airline of Sydney World-Pride, Qantas is proud to bring travellers from across the world closer together to celebrate love and diversity and enjoy the festival. And for customers visiting Sydney, we hope you enjoy your stay, and of course for those returning, welcome home. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your Customer Service Manager, Joseph Sang. Good morning.